Alright, so last day of the heat wave, another heat wave. This one was small, only in the 90s. But the fog has now come in. Boy, we have construction all over the place. But we'll find a place up this way. Alright, let's get into the environmental news that we haven't been into in the last couple days. Hottest May on record. That's an average heat of that's pretty amazingly hot. We're warming up fast. And you can kind of tell, you know, everything's on edge. There's not much in the way of winters anymore, at least here in California. So the last 12 months was 0.7 degrees C warmer than the average, continuously. Let's look at this chart. This is 800,000 years of record keeping up to 2018. So not worrying too much about the speed, the spike. We're looking at what it was when it was 300 parts per million in CO2 count. Now it's up to 417 to 419, somewhere up in there. They say on the average of 416 point something. So my point here is that if we go below 200, we get ice age. If we go up to 300 parts per million, we end up going into jungle. And now we're at 417. And that doesn't even include what's happening to our biosphere. I'm literally sweating to death here. There's been a new global report. Pesticide use is wiping out insect populations worldwide. This definitely is going to threaten food production. 41% of insect species are in decline. 1/3 of all insect species are threatened with extinction, and 1 in every 10 bee species and butterfly species in Europe is threatened with extinction. You may think, well, who cares about bees and butterflies? We don't need them, right? 3/4 of all world's food crops yield benefits from insects. In other words, you need insects to get a crop. You can grow the plant, but you won't get any kind of fruit if you get rid of insects. One of the biggest problems, light pollution and climate change and farming, is the most important cause of insect decline. But there's still one more. Farming is destroying wild habitat in huge numbers, and the number of pesticides are increasing as well. So you're taking away large amounts of biodiversity for farming, and that includes pastures for meat production. Now there we go again there he goes again talking about the meat. People everywhere. But the new pastures being put up right now in the jungles all over the world are threatening the world's biodiversity and insects. So the question has to be, you may not care about insects and you stopping eating meat, but are you willing to give up most of your food?